you were saying that animals are also judged, but the fact, the thing what I'm saying is that it is only human being who can be judged, because animals.
Well, you're right. I believe that too. I believe that too.
Yeah.
But your book says otherwise.
No, because I don't know. I will study, do research. But what I know,
I've seen it with my eyes. You have any questions, sir?
So this is about.
It's about. Are you Punjab?
Yeah, I'm Punjabi, but I understand English. Give me English one.
It's about Jesus Christ, the Son of God. You know, who came into the world that we may have life, to give us life. You seek, so you believe in the Guru Granth Sahib and all that. Where did that come from? Pardon? Where did the Guru Granth Sahib come from?
Come from?
Yeah, where did he come from?
So the Guru has, he has, God has given them thoughts and he started writing it.
God gave them thoughts,
yeah,
and they started writing it. Okay, I thought it was what's in the Guru Granth Sahib was taken from Islamic poem, Hindu poem, and
no.
I read it in the history. I read it in the history.
No, it is not.
That is made up of poems.
No, it is
Hindu poems.
No, it is not like you are saying. It is a collection of poems which are taken from Hindu books or Muslim books. You are saying this? No, it's not like that. It is like there are people. At that time there were many people who were in Indian society. There were the society was divided into castes. Okay.
Yeah, I know.
And Hindu castes were the superior caste at that time.
I know.
And
the Brahmins.
Yeah, Brahmins were the superior, and they had all the privileges of praying, and they had all the control of God, right? Yeah. And there are people who were considered to be untouchable, and they were not considered to.
They were not the ones that bury people.
They were not even allowed to enter into the temple. So there were, but at that time also there were many people who were very, they had a connection with the God, or who were very wise, and they used to write things, or they were very good to it. Like one of the name I will quote, Guru Ravidas. Ravidas was from.
Is he one of your gurus?
No, he's not Guru. Not Sikh.
He's not a Sikh.
No,
okay, but he's a Hindu guru.
Not Hindu guru. He was from lower middle class, lower caste. So he at that
But he
time.
was in India.
He was Indian, but he was not considered to be a prominent person at that time. But when
but wasn't he a Hindu? Because Guru Nanak was a Hindu before.
Yeah,
before
you call him Hindu, Ravidas.
So Ravidas have to be a Hindu, because that's the only religion.
At that time, mostly people were considered to be Hindu only. But then it was, as they were considered to be lower caste. So what happened when Guru Nanak Dev Ji and other gurus came, they started writing a book, and they invited people from the various communities, or from the, they also kept the collection or the writings of the people who were not considered to be of upper class. Okay. So Guru Granth Sahib has got collection of people who were not considered to be at the state.
The Brahma, the priests, the Brahmins.
So it is the collection. There are few shabd, the songs or poems which talks about Muslims, and there are many Hindu writers also who have contributed to Guru Granth Sahib. But it has not been taken directly. That's what I'm saying. No, it has not been directly taken from any of the
from them. What did it? I mean,
see,
it comes from them, and they're not part of your religion.
No. See. There are two things. One is you have already one book. Okay, I copy it and paste it somewhere. It is not like that. It is like you have your book, but this person is a very wise man, but he comes from lower he contributes. He has written something, and so
from his own mind, he's written something.
Yeah, it was taken, and whether those writings were read by groups, and if they thought that it is a good and it is good for the society, and the message is good, then they kept those poems or poetry into the Hindu Granth.
Okay, so then the Muslim cleric contributed to your book then?
Yes, there are
Buddhist,
so many.
And Buddhist cleric contributed to your book. Because I know Guru Nanak had a dealing with Hindu, Buddhists and Muslims. He never met a Christian.
Might be Buddhist also contributed, but I don't know right now.
Yeah, because I read this from your book, your history of the Khalsa.
Okay.
Khalsa history.
But otherwise, I know the names. Like Baba Farid was a Muslim.
Okay.
And there are so many
that contributed to
Guru Granth Sahib.
Yeah.
Similarly, Bhagat Ravidas, or there are so many Bhagats. They are called Bhagats, and they contributed for the Guru Granth Sahib.
But they're not Sikhs.
They are not Sikhs.
That's what I'm saying. It comes from other religions. It comes from other religious gurus.
At that time,
gurus.
At that time, there was no Sikh religion.
But there were Hinduism. There were Hindu religion
at that time,
Hindu, and there was Islam.
Yeah, Hinduism,
and then there was Buddhism. And there was Taoism, and then the Sikh came last. Came later.
Okay, it is a comparatively very new religion.
It was a new, yeah. So it borrowed from all of these other religion that was around it.
It is
to
not like
to make up the book, right?
It is like there are many. Like for example, I am a priest, okay, and I have some I am totally, my thought process is totally different than other religions who are right now prevalent. Okay, I have some thought of sort set of thoughts, and some people start not contributing. They started getting attracted towards me, whatever I'm saying. Okay, they started following me, right? Now, a sect, a small sect, it becomes like a small sect, right? Now, the people who were attracted towards me, and they joined me, and they started contributing me. So, at that time, they are a party of me. They are with me. You can't say that they were at that point. They joined me, and their contribution could be considered
like a team.
Yeah, it is a kind of team.
Like a team of gurus from different religions.
It is basically a team. The team might be from Hindu, Muslim, or any religion, but they become a team, and they started contributing, and they made Guru Granth Sahib.
That's what I'm saying. So it's not from Guru Nanak.
Yeah, it's
from
not 100%. Yeah, many people contribute. Yes, you're right.
So that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
So in all these religions, they all contribute, but the Hinduism is different from Sikhism. But it has some Hindu, because like in your books, it praises the name of the Hindu gods.
Right.
Some Hindu gods are praised in your books.
Yeah.
And then in Islamic naming, of course, Islamic praise is also in there, and Buddhism. So that's what I'm saying. That's what I meant when I said it took from other religions. So that's what it is like. You borrow these ideas to formulate the book. Okay, that's what I'm saying. And so that there is the Guru Granth Sahib is not actually from Sikhism originally. It's not from Sikh. It was from other religions.
It was. See, when people collected to
it's like a fusion. It's a fusion of religion. I'm not saying that is because I know Sikh means a learner, someone who's learning, who learns.
Right.
Okay, so if I want to learn something, I can take from this person, and if I'm like a scientific guru or something, I'll take from this scientific guru or from this guy, from that guy, to formulate this opinion. But it's not my idea.
There is small difference. See, taking something from somewhere is different thing, but you can say that it might be inspired from that thing.
Okay, well, let's say I tell this guy to write something to me.
Yeah.
and I go to a Muslim cleric, I say, can you write something
Yeah,
to
he's
me?
already writing. He's attached with you. Okay, I'm with you, and I'll write something, or I'm
Yeah, so
already
he's
writing.
writing
I
it,
will
and
give
he
it to you.
contributed, and I get from a Hindu guy, I get from Buddhist guy,
Yeah.
and they all wrote
Yeah.
the things, and
Yeah.
they contributed to me, and I put it together
Right.
to form Guru
Guru
Granth
Granth
Sahib.
Sahib, right.
Okay, so that's what I'm saying. That is the idea. Of course, you believe it's not originally from Sikhism. It's not. It was from the religion that was before it,
Right.
that already existed before it.
Okay.
Because Sikhism is new, very new, came new in the scene, and so in that situation, then I would say the Guru Granth Sahib is a collection of Buddhist, Hindu, and Islamic thought.
Right.
So if Guru Granth Sahib know a Christian cleric, he probably will have something from the Bible,
Definitely,
from
definitely.
the writing from a
something, yeah.
Christian cleric,
Yeah.
put in there too.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. That your religion is an amalgamation of different opinions, different ideas put together. But the only problem I have, correct me if I'm wrong, the only problem I'm having from there is that Islamic teaching and Hindu teaching are not the same.
Not the same.
They're opposed to each other.
Mostly.
Yeah. So Islamic, they say they don't worship idols. And the Hindu have no problem with worshiping idols.
Right.
Okay. Buddhism don't believe in God. But Muslims believe in God, in their God, Allah, and so on, and also, so these three religions don't agree with each other.
Right.
Maybe they, in one basic thing they may agree, like respect your parents, respect people. Maybe that they may agree with those things. But when you go deeper, they're diabolically opposed to one another. Okay, and then you have also the Sikhism. They don't agree with Islam.
No.
A Sikh, you don't agree with Islam. You don't agree with Muslims.
No, there are many points where we agree with Hindus, and there are many points where we agree with the Muslims also.
Okay, but do you worship Allah?
We don't worship Allah. But
Okay, so then
we
you're
believe
not a
there is one
Muslim.
God.
You're not a Muslim.
See, in Guru Granth Sahib or Sikhs believe that there is one God, right? And one God, you can call it as anything. You can call it Allah,
Yeah.
you can call it God, you can call it Bhagwan. But there is one God. So Sikhism is about that there is only one God. You can call with him with any name.
With any name from your
yeah.
language.
And other thing which separates other religions from the Sikh religion is that in Sikhism they say that God is one, right? But there you require one teacher or guru who can take you to the who can make you understand what guru is saying, or what he wants, and what is the way to get to
So
God.
you need a guru to teach you what a guru is saying.
Wait, yeah.
So you need two
What God?
gurus then.
No, what God is saying.
Oh, you need a guru to tell you what God is saying.
Yeah.
Okay. So like the same, cleric, a Muslim, a Muslim, a sheikh, they need a sheikh to tell them, interpret their book to tell them what God is saying. In your case, you have the Gurdwara. Do you have a guru to teach you? Do you have? Let's see.
Yes, we have teachers right
You
now.
have a cleric who tells you what.
There is one more difference. See, when this at the beginning of the Sikh religion, it was considered that God is one, and Guru. We have 10 gurus. Okay, and Guru is required to tell you what God wants from us, what we should do, and what we should not do. Right. So there was 10 gurus. After those 10 gurus, last guru was Guru Gobind Singh Ji. He said, I'm making a Guru Granth Sahib.
Yeah. I know the history.
After reading Guru Granth Sahib Ji, you can come to know what God wants. So right now, Guru is Guru Granth Sahib.
Well, I know that it was your last guru that.
So now.
But Guru Granth Sahib, the book itself, is not actually given to. It was actually called a guru by your last guru,
Yes.
by your second to this guru.
Yeah.
He said that they asked him for, who is going to replace you as a guru.
Yes.
He said he said that I gave you this Guru Granth Sahib,
Guru
that he will
Granth,
be
so
your
that
guru,
so
he'll
that
be
you
your
can
guru
you
from
can
now
you
on.
can know, so that you can know how to live life,
Okay.
what to do, what not to do.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying is Islam and Sikh are two different religions. Islam does not agree with Hinduism nor Buddhism. Okay, they're diabolically opposed to it. And Islam does not agree with you either.
Okay.
But you have Islamic writing in your book.
Yes.
So it's kind of contradictory in my understanding, because I know for you guys, before you
No,
formed,
it is not about writing. It is,
you know why the
consider-
Khalsa was formed.
Khalsa was formed to simplify the things.
No.
Earlier-
Khalsa was formed, from my understanding of my reading, was because the Muslims were attacking you guys, and you had to
So,
form
at
a group of
the time-
elites
yeah, at that
fighting
time,
force to fight against the Muslims.
yeah, at that time,
The Mongols.
Khalsa, the Sikh religion was born to, they were, but it is a question. On very later stage, Sikhs started fighting, or they started keeping sword or the other.
Well, on later day, they started owning horses and getting
Yeah,
and forming armies.
Yeah, they
Why? Because the Muslims were attacked by the Muslims.
That was almost after 6th Guru.
Yeah, I know. I
Earlier, 4, 5
understand.
gurus, they never.
Well, I
kept
know.
it.
I understand. The 4 or 5 gurus that time they were not.
They were not fighting.
They don't have power.
Yep.
They didn't have much power, so everybody ignored them. But when they started getting popular, they had, Islam. They started fighting with them, and then with the Muslims, and then they started having horses.
Horse and
They
horse
start-
army.
Okay,
Kind of
and then
army.
started army, and then the last guru started the Khalsa,
Yes.
and then because to fight. So I'm just what I'm saying is that your religion are diabolically opposed to one another, but you have all these religion writings in that formulate your book. That's what I'm saying. Isn't that contradictory?
No, not contradictory. See, if you are, if you talk about Muslims, there are many wise people who have written many things, and which are actually very good thing for society, but they are considered to be opposite of Islamic or Muslim religion.
But
What I'm saying,
if they're opposite,
like for example,
but if they're
Baba
Muslim,
Farid-
they can be
Baba-
opposed to
Baba,
Islam.
no, but it has happened.
Yes.
Baba Farid, he was a Muslim, but he had his own writing,
Okay.
which was considered opposite to the Islamic Muslim religion.
So he's not a Muslim then.
So he was a Muslim. He was born in a Muslim family. He was a Muslim. His name is Baba Farid. Farid is a Muslim name.
Yeah, but I know, but
seeing
if-
the society.
But if I'm a Christian, and then I write against
No,
Christianity.
it is not right again.
If I write something that is
It is
completely
something
different
for-
from
let me give you one
against
example.
Christianity,
Let me give
I'm
you-
no longer a
No,
Christian.
no, no. Let me give you one very small example.
Okay.
For example, if in Hinduism there was a tradition of sacrificing animals, cutting the head of animal on the name of God. Okay, there was one practice, or there are many other practices in Hinduism. So, what happened in Hinduism? It was considered to be okay. It is a practice of Hinduism, right? But there was a one wise man. He started thinking that why we are killing this innocent animal, right? Now, when he started saying everything, you stop doing this.
Yeah.
It is wrong. So even at that time, he is a Hindu only, but he is not. If he is saying that don't kill animals, they are innocent. You are not going to get anything out of it. So it doesn't mean that he becomes. He is not a Hindu.
Well,
He's
he's trying to.
He's a Hindu only.
He's trying to reform Hinduism.
Yeah.
He's trying to
So
reform Hinduism.
similarly, Baba Farid,
He's trying to
he said
reform
many
Islam?
things. Yeah, he written many things
That were
but
against
yeah,
Islam.
They were actually good for the society overall, for the betterment
But against
of society.
Islam.
So, yes, but they were.
So if he writes something that is against Islam and that is not part of the Quran, he's not he cannot be his what he wrote cannot be authentic, right?
Authentic.
Like if I go and write a book, and then it's different from what the Bible says, of course, then nobody would would think of that as a spiritual understanding. They would think of it as my own opinion.
Right.
Okay? So when you write something outside of your book, outside of what your God said, then it's your opinion. It's not coming from God.
Right.
Do you agree with me?
But you think...
Do you agree with me?
No.
Okay.
Reason being, if you are saying that he is not copying or he is not saying anything from the book, he is writing on his own.
Yeah.
And you think that he is not son of God.
Well, I can see that in a mind of a Muslim. Just think with me. If you're a Muslim, you have a book that come from you have one prophet, only one prophet that you believe that that God sent him.
Okay, according to that perspective,
okay,
if you are considering everyone to be only one God, like Prophet Muhammad only, then you can say that he is not agreeing to the God. But actually,
so then he can. Would you listen to what he's saying?
If I'm a
Muslim,
Muslim,
that man,
if
you're
I'm a
Muslim,
Muslim,
would you listen to what that man is saying? Huh?
I will first listen and will think what I have.
Yeah, and it's not in your Quran. Would you, as a Muslim, would you listen to him? Would you listen to that man still?
See, the example I quoted, sacrificing animal is not going to help anybody. So if
it's in the Hindu book.
Hindu book, yeah, it is written in the Hindu book only.
Okay, so but then he's going against the Hindu God.
Yeah, it is not. He is going against the scripture of the Hindu.
Yes.
But later on, what happened? The person who was saying that you should not, you should stop this practice. But there are many practices which has been stopped for the betterment of society. But still, and these people are considered considered to be wise men right now, because with time religion also changes, I guess.
Okay, well, I don't. With religion, yes, but with God does not change.
God does not change. But
okay, and God does not think, make mistakes that He has to correct later on, because He's God. He knows when He says something is correct all the time.
You are right. You are right.
So, but that's for me what I believe. So, if a Muslim is looking at this book and he says this Quran is come from God, then he can't change it. You can't change it, because if it comes from God, then God is always right. Right? And then if somebody is writing a book,
I am not aware of Muslims. So
I am aware of
Muslims say that this book is written by God.
Yes.
Might be.
So that's what I'm saying. So if Baba, whoever it is, Baba Freed was writing something that is against this book that the Muslims believe that came from God,
they will kill him.
They will kill him, right? That's what I'm saying. They will say this is a crazy man. This is coming from his own crazy mind. It's not coming from God, because Muhammad, our prophet, never told us anything like this, right?
Right.
They will kill him. Okay, so that's what I'm trying to say. When someone disagrees with what they believe they follow, so they cannot be authentically Muslim. From God, speaking
in the terms of Muslims only.
Huh?
In the terms of Muslim.
I know. But think about it. A Muslim, you see this guy saying something that is different from them. Would you say that he's hearing from God? If you're Muslim,
in the prospect of Muslim, no. But
that's what I'm saying.
Oh, right.
Maybe you don't think so, because you're not a Muslim. Okay, now take the same thing with Hindu. If a Hindu believes that the Hindu book came from God, if you believe that it just came from human being, anybody is free. Anybody can come in and say anything different, changes, and we can change it later on. It's okay. Just like scientific.
Just give me a minute.
Sure. Like scientists, they come up, they say something today, and after 10 years or 5 years, somebody comes and says, no, that's not how it happened. This is how it happened according to my research. And then they will change and believe what that person, the current one, is saying.
Right.
Right? Because why? Because it's human being. They're still learning.
Yes, yes.
Okay, but God doesn't do that. God is not still learning. God already knows. And so when he says something, it's timeless.
Right.
Okay, so he can't come tomorrow and say, oh, I'm sorry, I made a mistake. And it's not the way this, okay, then he's not God. Okay, so that's what I'm trying to say. If this person, Baba, who it is,
Baba
Freed, is not a Muslim, but he's writing something that Muslims believe that only coming from his crazy mind, and he's writing that, but he's writing that into your book that he gave the Guru Granth Sahib, and then the Hindu one is writing something that is different from Hindu, and then giving it to
collected into Guru Granth.
Yes. So would you now say that to Muslim, to Hindu, they don't recognize you?
Right.
They don't recognize your book. They don't recognize Guru Granth Sahib. Only you guys recognize it. A Buddhist may not recognize it or may recognize it because a Buddhist don't believe in God. Okay, a Buddhist just believe in principles. They don't believe in God.
Yes.
So there is no God to worship. So a Hindu, a Buddhist may be okay with your book, but a Hindu will not, and a Muslim will not, and a Christian will definitely not, because these believes that there is a God. Okay, and you believe there is a God. But then, if you believe there is a God, and that's the same God that the Muslims worship, that's one God that the Muslim worship, and that same one God that the Hindu worship. You believe Hindu? They worship many gods. The Hindus
That
worship
is
many
the
gods.
basic principle. No? You can call God with many names.
No, but they have Brahma, they have
Brahma,
Vishnu,
Parvati, they have more than 87,000 gods.
Yes.
But that is the thing, no? In Sikhism, we believe that God can be called with any name, but there is only one God.
No, but Hindu is different. They can worship many gods.
They can worship many gods, but Hindu, I am not talking about Hindu, but Sikhism is like...
I know that Sikhism believes there's one God. I'm not saying, I'm talking about, I'm thinking like a Hindu. Okay? If I'm a Hindu, I'm looking at your book, I don't recognize it because it didn't come from the Vedas. It's not part of the Veda.
But
Okay?
Veda, nobody says that Veda is written by God.
No one. I thought the Gurus believe that the Vedas are written
Vedas are not written by God. Nobody says Vedas are the oldest scriptures which is written by the wise men at that time. So there are.
But they didn't hear from God.
No.
They didn't hear from God.
No, it is not like that. It is not like that.
So the wise men didn't hear from God. The Hindu, they don't believe their book comes from God.
They believe it is a holy book. They are a holy book. But at that time, so the wise men of that time, who were those people who wrote those books. But there are so many things which they have stopped.
No, I'm saying, does the Hindu don't believe that those Vedas
are written by God? They are not written by God. They are not saying
these Gurus
No.
heard from God.
Mahabharata. See, Mahabharata is a very respected book.
Okay, so that's what
Mahabharata is written by Ved Vyas. He is a simple human being, but he was learned person.
So
he was a wise man. He wrote that.
So you can understand now that we both can understand why when a man said, "Why are you killing this animal?" and everybody his argument won. He won the argument because all these other guys
slowly, steadily,
very slowly he got won, right?
Yeah.
Because these are written by men, it's not written by God. These books are written by men. Man's opinion man can be wrong, but God can never be wrong. Okay, so that's what I'm saying. Think about it from that perspective. That man wrote that and many things, and it's in your book. Is it from the same? Why? How can it be from the same God? How can he be from God? Like Guru Granth Sahib, how can he be from God? If it's written from all these different men who even their religion don't agree with them. How can he be from that one God? That's my question. Have you thought about that?
The person, as you have already said, the person who is writing anything out of this book is not a Muslim.
Yeah.
Right?
According to Muslims, yeah.
According to Muslims. But he is saying something which is good, better for the society, and he is giving and any Sikh Guru, they were into contact, and Gurus read those his scriptures or his poetry, and they found that it is a very good thing, and it is a message of God.
So it's a poetry.
It's a poetry
From a man's mind.
Right, you can say.
Okay, so that's what I'm saying. To a Muslim, I'm saying, oh, that sounds good. You know, that's a good thing. That's a good poetry. But they wouldn't take it as the word of God. Right?
Right.
So, like if somebody wrote a poetry, an artist wrote a poetry, you're not going to take it and put it in Guru Granth Sahib.
See, who was making Guru Granth Sahib? Our Gurus were making Guru Granth Sahib. So Guru was the best judge what to keep in the book, what not to keep in.
I'm saying today.
He was no.
I'm saying
today we are not going to change anything.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Today, if I wrote a poem and give it to you and said you add it into the book, you won't do it, right? Why? Because you consider this book sacred.
No. Because Guru Gobind Singh is, till the time Guru Gobind Singh Ji was there, the Guru Granth Sahib Ji, he could add or delete.
He could add or delete. Okay.
But after he was gone, he said, Guru Granth Sahib Ji, I compiled whole Guru Granth Sahib Ji, and now Guru Granth Sahib Ji is
okay, so now how do you know that's from God? If a man has the power to delete and add, how is that from God? Because for me, our book, we have our Bible, nobody can add anything or delete.
Right now, see,
we have it right, no one can write.
Who has written a Bible?
Well, men hearing from God and they're writing it down. And after they've written it down, they don't change it. They don't say, oh, I forgot something or this. So that's one of the things. So our Bible is made up of many different books. There's a historical book.
What about the King James edition?
They're made of, we're talking about something different. Made of historical books. And then there's prophetic books that are man hearing from God, and they wrote it down.
Exactly.
Okay, nobody is gonna go back and change it
How many people were there who was in connection with the God, and who can claim that I'm the person, I am in direct contact with the God, and I can write? How many people were like this?
Well, in our book there are about 66 books.
66
separate different books.
66 different books written by one person.
Different different people.
Different 66
like
different
over
people.
over 40 men.
Over 40 men written 60 books.
Yeah,
and
40 prophets.
And each word of those books.
Many of them didn't know each other. Many of them lived years away from.
But each and everything, each word is now then taken from those 60 books, and a Bible was compiled.
Yes.
Okay.
So that's how our book is. So nobody can go and change it and take out this and change it.
Now, right now, in the Sikhism also, in Guru Granth Sahib, nobody can go and change anything.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But what I'm saying right now is, you have it, but you have one man in your book that can delete what's in the Guru Granth Sahib.
Guru.
Yeah, he can delete it and he can add more.
We consider gurus equivalent to God.
Okay, that's where we have a problem then, because gurus are human beings; they're not God.
They are a human being, but we consider them equal to God. We worship God, but it is.
You consider them equal to God?
We consider not equal to God, but He is the only way, with the help whom we can reach to the God. Otherwise, it is because we need to listen to the gurus. Then only we can reach to God. That is the point.
Okay,
so it is.
But their book, think about it. You can only listen to them because only them can lead you to God.
Because those were the people who were sent by God.
Okay.
They wrote those things.
You believe that? You know, as a Muslim may not believe that. I may not be. Okay, you believe that they're sent by God.
Yes.
Okay. Think of, for me, as somebody from outside. Okay. I'm looking at this and I'm saying, okay, this Guru had these books written by different religions that don't agree with him. They have all these nice things that they wrote about their religion, and these gurus took it because it sounds good and they put it in a book and compiled it and called it Guru Granth Sahib and said, now you cannot change it. So how is that coming from God? It's coming from these people that I have nothing to do with.
See, we consider Guru almost equivalent to God. We worship God. Whenever we bow down, we pray to God. But we consider Guru.
You worship Guru.
We worship God, but we consider God. We respect Gurus like God only.
So, because I know there's some Sikhs that worship Gurus.
We don't worship Guru. We don't worship Guru.
I know some that
no, it is wrong.
there's some that you disagree with each other. Some believe you can, some believe you cannot.
No. It is very clear. We respect Gurus. We bow down to Gurus because they were sent by God. They were person who were sent by God.
So you bow down to and worship them.
Gurus, yeah.
Gurus.
Yeah, we respect them like God only, but we don't consider them God. Because
you respect them like kind of a God.
Gurus themselves have said, I am not God.
Okay,
God
but they're like lower God.
Yeah.
They were lower God.
Yeah, I'm not God, but I will take you to the God. Or we consider that person is sent by God to help us.
Okay, so can you how do you know that your guru come from God?
I was actually going to ask the same thing.
How do you know? How do you know that?
How do I know they came from God?
Yeah. How do you know that this guru that complete the Guru Granth Sahib, the book that you have? How do you know that he is from God? Any evidence you can give me?
And do you have any evidence those 60 people were sent by God?
Yes, I have evidence.
I don't have. Can you please share?
Evidence because the things that they wrote came to pass. Things that they wrote hundreds of years came pass in over like 1,000 years it came to pass. And what they wrote, like for instance, some of our prophets in the Bible predicted the fall of Babylon. And it came to pass exactly how they said it will happen. And they predicted the fall of Rome, and it happened the same way.
There are so many things in Guru Granth Sahib also which has happened.
I'll doubt it, but I'll have you tell me which one after I'm done. And then there's and not just that. Many of them perform miracles. Okay, they raise the dead, and some of them heal the sick. And some of them open the blind, the eyes of the blind. So these are to confirm that they're hearing from God. You know, because any Joe can come out and say, I'm a prophet, I'm hearing from God. So what's the evidence? If you don't have, there's no evidence to show, you're just a madman. But these people have evidence.
You know what?
Okay, so the question I want to ask you, so what's the evidence that you talked about that Guru Granth Sahib
You know what? Just give me 1 minute.
Spoke about?
There are like you are speaking and you are not showing me any miracle, or you are just we are talking. But there are people in India, back in India, who perform such kind of magics in India. And they're from Christian community, and they do some magics. They will touch somebody and he will fall or something. They conduct those events, and it has happened. After a few years, it has been seen that he was convicted as a rapist. Right? There are so many people.
They're scammers. Yeah.
Scammers. Now see this thing.
Scammers are different from what I'm talking about in our book.
Listen to me. That person, from the perspective of a innocent person who is totally believing in
think that they're authentic, yeah.
He will say that he is an authentic man. Till the time government comes into play and they prove that this person, although might be a very learned man from the religious point of view, but he is a rapist. He is a murderer.
I understand that happens.
So what my
that's why I'm saying evidence, follow the evidence.
What my point is, the people who was showing miracle at that time might be doing such kind of things. No, what is the evidence?
The evidence is
what is the evidence?
Is one of the order that Jesus, our Lord Jesus, he said that he came down from heaven to do the will of God.
Okay.
Have you heard of Jesus Christ?
Yeah.
Okay. He was the Son of God.
Okay. Okay.
and he became human being
Okay.
to save us. He said that he is the only way to God.
Okay.
He said that all other ways are lies.
Right.
There's only one way. And then you can call him maybe he's not telling the truth, but he also predicted his death. He said he would die, and after 3 days, on the third day he will rise again.
Right.
And that happened. He died, and on the third day he rose again. So that is
just in recent past, one of the Punjabi singer, he wrote a song that I am going to die in few months, and he died. So it doesn't mean he was a.
But did he rise again?
He rise again. Okay. But what is the evidence that he rose? He was that person.
He was. Do you know what year you live in? What year are we living on right now?
Pardon?
The year today.
Year?
Yeah.
It is 225. 2025.
225 what?
Huh?
225 what? Finish AD, right?
AD. After
What does that AD mean?
it is a nomenclature. At that time, these calendars, the English people the English was a main language, and they started calculating it that way. But
No.
not
AD,
every
AD
after
means
death.
something. AD means
After death.
not
Okay.
after.
Okay.
It means after the death of our Lord,
Okay.
of Jesus Christ.
Right.
So he was witness, died, and he was witness, rose again from the dead.
Right.
That was a historical
One
evidence.
person literally split time, like before Christ and BC and AD. That's pretty significant.
So that's
he was
right.
significant, and I totally agree with you.
No, but
But
that,
thing is, there are so many calendars. There are so many ways.
I know there are so many calendars, but I'm trying to tell you, you
Guys,
living,
one at a time, please.
you're living in the
Just
calendar.
you're certain right. Jesus was a very significant person who divided the time into two parts, right?
Yeah.
But there are so many calendars which are not divided like this. There are like in Hindu calendar it has not.
No, you're asking me for evidence. I'm giving you evidence.
No, but it is not a right evidence.
Huh?
It is not a right evidence.
Not right event.
It is not a right evidence. See, you said he was God. He divided calendar into two. But there are many people who are following other
No, I'm
calendars.
saying that I say that he rose again from the dead,
Yeah, that is a.
and that's why the calendar was that. There's a reason why the calendar was split into two. Not
I have only 1
because
minute.
not because people just decided to do it. It was a reason because of the evidence of the resurrection of Jesus, and he went up into heaven because that's where he came from. Okay, and he said that anybody that believes in him, they will not die, they will not perish,
Okay,
but they will have life forever.
forever.
And he claimed to be the Son of God.
Okay.
Okay? So somebody claimed to be the Son of God. Number one, I can laugh and wave him off. Number two, he claimed that and then I see him heal people sick and open the eyes of the blind, raise the dead. Hey, he may be playing jokes, he may be maybe that's a magic. And then he said he's going to die and then rise again from the dead. And then afterwards, he died, and on the third day, he rose again from the dead. I have to believe it. And then also,
The same thing is Guru Nanak
think,
Dev Ji
think
said.
about it. Think about it. Also, his disciples, when he died, they ran away. But when he rose again, they came out of their hiding, and many of them had their head cut off because
Yeah, except all of them except for one died.
because they were asked, reject
To renounce him.
Jesus,
Yeah.
or we'll kill you.
Okay.
If somebody know that that's a lie, God put his head to be cut off, and he maintained his innocence. Many of them died this way.
And it was the same generation.
Okay.
It wasn't some people who read the stuff from the book. It's like
Okay.
literally the
So
same.
then the one person killed, second person killed, third person killed. Yeah, the story hasn't changed. Third, fourth, hundreds, thousands killed. The story still haven't changed. That tells you something. And also, even his enemies, the Romans who crucified him, confirmed that they crucified him. Okay? So that's what I'm trying to. The evidence of Jesus is overwhelming. And he is the one who told us, that said, he is the only way to God. He said all others, including gurus and from all these other names, that they are all not hearing from God. Because only him was the one who came from God, and only him is the one who has seen God, and only him is the one who heard from God.
One theory could be that others who perform miracles could not actually be from God.
Yeah.
They could be from the devil.
Well, that we haven't gotten to the devil part yet.
Well, I'm getting to it because the idea is that what's the best trick that the devil played on humans?
Okay?
What's the best trick? That's the question. And what is the best
Convince
trick?
them that he doesn't exist.
There you go.
Okay?
Right?
So the fact is, what he's hinting at is that those who are claiming that they're hearing from God may not be hearing from God, may be whispered by another spirit that is against humanity.
But they
which
believe
is called the
believe
devil.
it's God.
Yeah,
Right?
which is called the devil, but they believe it's God. Okay, the same spirit is the one that whispers to Muhammad to write the Quran.
Right.
Huh?
You say
The same spirit whispers to Muhammad to write the Quran.
You are saying devil has whispered into Muhammad,
Yes.
and he wrote this Quran.
Yes.
He's not
So
saying that. He's saying it's possible.
it is fact. Because how I know how I know fact. This book tells you that you can beat your wife.
Yeah, I've read it.
No prophet has ever said that.
No, in chapter 14 it says you are if a woman
My wife is
disobeys.
reading.
Okay, so that's what I'm trying to tell you. I'm giving you evidence. Now we come to Guru Granth Sahib.
Give me. My
No, I just want to leave you. Come to with Guru Granth Sahib.
Okay.
Guru Granth Sahib said in the Guru Granth Sahib that animals will be judged.
Animals. Animals should be.
But animals are free from the original sin. How
But
can they be judged?
well, that's the question.
Just I don't get your point.
That
Animals
animals
should
will be judged.
be judged. I'm not aware. I will read it and definitely.
No, I have my brother Pradeep. He was a Sikh.
Okay.
He's a Christian now. He's
Animals need to be judged.
animal will be judged.
Okay.
It says all living things will be judged, including animals. So animals are living things. Then it says that God created all animals, and all living things will be judged according to their
I
ways.
want to finish this thing. And what I know
Yeah.
is that in Guru Granth Sahib it is written that there are so many numerous more than 89 lakh species or breeds like human beings, dogs, or everything. So in Guru Granth Sahib it is written that God gives you chance to become God after going through all these species. When you become human being, then you have the chance.
You mean the reincarnation?
Yeah, you have the chance to reincarnation.
I know,
and,
but
yeah.
the reincarnation is also not the teachings of God. It's the
But
teachings of the devil.
not reincarnation, but it is
Reincarnation, like you come out, you come back, you come back as an
but
animal.
God teaches that
You
souls
die,
and souls immortal.
you die, and you come back as an elephant. You die, you come back as a mosquito, like that,
as you were saying,
until you finish.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
Now,
that's reincarnation.
Now you were saying that animals are also judged, but the fact, the thing what I'm saying is that it is only human being who can be judged, because animals.
Well, you're right. I believe that too. I believe that too.
Yeah.
But your book says otherwise.
No, because I don't know. I will study, do research. But what I know,
I've seen it with my eyes.
Okay. So
Yeah.
in Guru Sahib it is written that there are so many lives. Okay, but only human being has the mind, right? So if
To be judged.
Human being is given chance to become part of God. Only no
Sorry,
other
I think
no other animals, animals have this thinking
But
power.
by healthy
Right.
mind.
I believe that.
No.
You mean
It is
self-awareness,
just
right?
1 minute.
But it's a contradiction.
No.
then.
It is saying they have said that okay, rest of the breeds doesn't have the brain, so I don't agree to your point that they should be also judged. But I will
that's
read
what it
this.
says in your
I will
book.
read. No, I have not read
Yeah,
this thing.
I can show it to you.
After
on my
I will
phone.
Google it. I'm in a hurry. I will Google it definitely.
And that's not one. There are many of them.
Okay.
So
Can
because
give me
you
list?
know why there are many of these contradictions, because he took it from all these different beliefs.
Okay.
It's all this, and all these
Agree.
different beliefs contradicts each other. And that's what I want to meet. Please go and read it.
Yeah.
Look, he has it in English translation of it underneath, and he tells you what he's saying. He believes in reincarnation, and he believed that in predestination. So like if you're born, some people are born to not be saved. Some people are born to be saved, and some people are born not to be saved.
Nice to meet you.
And that's not coming from God. So thank you. We always here every weekend, every Saturday. If you have any time to talk to us.